Next on the Broadway show, Giving Thanks. I'm sitting down with Scott Foley, one of the stars of the new history-making production, The Thanksgiving Play. Plus, we're still feeling hot, hot, hot. You'll meet the creative team behind the hilarious Broadway musical, Some Like It Hot. And we're celebrating more star-studded opening nights at Bad Cinderella and Sweeney Todd. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is the Broadway show. The Broadway show is back with another stacked episode. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Let's get started. The Demon Barber of Fleet Street's back on Broadway. The first full-scale revival of Sweeney Todd in years just celebrated opening night. The classic revenge tragedy is packed with star power, including Josh Groban and Annalee Ashford, and of course the compositions of Stephen Sondheim. We hit the bloody red carpet opening night.
You know, it's been such a gift to be a part of the rebuilding of this era of Broadway, finding its footing again after COVID. And I think Sweeney Todd has a special place in many people's hearts. And then also, it's been such a lovely time to be connected to Stephen's words and lyrics again. Every night I get to play his puzzles.
It really is just a huge, big love letter to Stephen and to all the amazing work that all of his work has basically been on Broadway this past season. It really has just been a year of thank you to him, and to have something like this for a show that I think we all know he loves very, very much, and that we all love very much is really quite wonderful. I wish I could have known him.
This has been Tommy's dream for even before we were making musicals together, so like wild horses couldn't keep me from this opening night. I'm so thrilled to be here.
I just want people to be swept up and to have it measure up to what they want it to be, but also have a little room for surprise, because I think this company is doing something that's quite surprising.
Our jobs as the custodians of this great piece is to give it our absolute all, find our truth in it, and to both honor the past and also give it our fresh take for audiences old and new. And to be able to do that is the greatest honor of my career. To be able to step foot on this stage with this brilliant masterwork is something that every time I come up the lift, I just say thank you, because it's an enormous opportunity for all of us to be able to do that.
The Thanksgiving Play is on Broadway this spring. It's a new comedy satire from Native American playwright Larissa Fasthorse. And in fact, she's now the first Native American female to have a play produced on Broadway. I sat down with one of the stars of the Thanksgiving Play, Scott Foley. Okay, you got some things going on. Back on Broadway.
Back on Broadway.
Different way back on Broadway.
Yeah.
How's it feeling?
It feels good. You know, my first Broadway experience, and my last Broadway experience was 20 years ago with the Violet Hour, which was a great experience for me. I met my wife doing that show.
Yes.
We now have 3 kids. This is a different kind of play for me. It's a crazy show, I have to say. I can be very honest here, whether you like it or not. When I first read the script, I hated it.
Okay, it's okay.
Hated it.
Thank goodness for honesty.
And my agent said, read it again, maybe you'll like it more.
Okay.
And I gave it to my wife, and she read it and came downstairs, and she said, it's the funniest thing I've ever read.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's what I said. I said, oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
And so I read it again with, tried to have a new perspective on it.
Yeah.
And look, the play is about 4 well-intentioned people trying to devise a historically accurate Thanksgiving play for elementary school kids. And it's a difficult task in this climate, and that's sort of what they're wrestling with.
Do you think you're worried because you just weren't sure how people would react to it? Or do you think it was just like, is this going to be okay?
Well, I was worried because the climate we live in, you have to listen a lot and keep your mouth closed a lot. And this play is about characters who feel that they've listened a lot and done the work and don't keep their mouths closed.
Sure.
And it's scary.
Yeah.
And I was scared by it.
Yeah, scared that becomes you. People think that's you.
People think that's me. People, is what the play is saying okay to say? Can we do that? Is the character I'm playing a bad guy for trying to do the right thing, even though he might not be doing the right thing or might not be doing things the right way? I don't know. These are questions I don't have answers to. I don't know if anyone has answers to, but I'm willing to give it a shot. You know, our playwright, Larissa Fasthorse, will be the first female Native American to have a play produced on Broadway, which is very important and a big deal. So I have to put a semblance of trust in her expertise when it comes to the topic and the history of, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's admirable, though, that you can be so honest with yourself about that and be so honest with everybody about it, because I'm sure that people are going to sit there and there are going to be moments that the audience is equally uncomfortable and not sure how to react.
Yeah, there are some extremely uncomfortable moments, and the play ends in such a way that, as an actor, when a play's done, everyone claps and stands, and I'm not sure that's going to happen here.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Broadway, something in your gut that always makes you come back, I guess?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? Is it the live
It is 12-year-old Scott Foley having a tape recorder in my room, and I recorded the song on Broadway. I always wanted to be an actor, and I would sit there for hours and play it again and again and again and again and again, and it's been a dream of mine. Most of us started out in the theater doing high school or community theater, and Broadway is the pinnacle of that, and to be so fortunate to find my way back here, I'll do it forever. I mean, I'll have to sell my house, but I'll do it forever.
What do you want to do outside of Broadway? Do you want to go back to TV? Do people still scream at you down the street? Scandal's never going to go away.
No one screams at me anymore.
Go.
I'm really fortunate that I've had the career that I've had up to this point, and I'm open. I'm currently on hiatus from a show called The Girls on the Bus, which is an HBO Max show coming out in May, and I play a presidential candidate. But I love television. It's how I make my living. If theater's my first love, television is my second wife. It's my favorite thing in the world.
We also talked to the rest of the stars of the Thanksgiving play, plus their history-making playwright.
I often say it's kind of happy, sad, right? That I am the first Native American female, and that it's been, like 80 years since we've had the last Native American written play on Broadway that we know of. I also say that we have to assume there have been others, but for various reasons, for fear, for separation from their people or whatever, they didn't recognize themselves as Native American and identify in that way. So I assume there have been others before me, but I'm really embracing the happiness with being here, that we do have a Native American written play by a woman on Broadway. I think it's exciting, and I hope it will not be another 80 years before we have the next one.
For those who don't know what they're getting into, the Thanksgiving play is hilarious. Like, it's just drop dead funny. And I have been peeing myself in the rehearsal room, sadly, almost literally.
It's the type of script where you're like laughing and then you're kind of like, oh no, why am I laughing? It's not just a straight comedy, even though it is so funny. There's so much more going on. There's like 1 million layers.
To my great privilege, I get to spend every day with Larissa Fasthorse, and I get to ask sensitive questions and questions that I don't know the answer to. And, I get to risk being wrong with someone who knows the answer.
I hope the audience members see themselves in the play. I hope the play starts conversations about what they have been told about the beginning of this country and the origins of the Thanksgiving tradition. I hope that the audience is mentally and emotionally flexible enough to call into question all the things that they know or they think they know.
We're celebrating another magical opening night on Broadway.
They call me a wretch, which I well choose one. Every fairy tale for sure can use one.
She's no damsel in distress, she's Bad Cinderella. It's an inclusive modern-day retelling of the classic fairy tale with songs from the legendary Andrew Lloyd Webber. We hit the carpet opening night.
Honestly, I feel like I'm living in a dream sometimes because it's so surreal and it's the honor of my life. And I know such a big responsibility. I never had a princess that I could look up to growing up that looked like me, sounded like me, had a name like me, an accent like me. And I only hope that this inspires and opens doors to even one person that sees themselves represented. I am Bad Cinderella,
we call it an unconventional tale, and it's basically a flip on the conventional story of Cinderella. Cinderella is her own self. She knows who she is. She's got her own particular style, and a lot of people reject her because she's different. But she stands her ground, holds her own, and as a result of that, she finds herself in some very difficult scrapes, but at the end of the day, she's the one that saves the prince, and that's kind of the flip on our tale.
At the end of the day, I think it's a story about reminding people of love, whether it's familial love or romantic love or love of friends. I think it just is the huge reminder that spreading love with each other is the key to just being happy.
I just kind of lose myself in it, and every night is different, and I just lean on our incredible company, and it's just It's a lot of fun.
Still plenty more to talk about on this edition of the Broadway Show. Coming up, Tiger Beat. We're going to meet the stars of the Olivier Award-winning play Life of Pi before it opens on Broadway. This is a Broadway Show, and we're back in just a few.
Oh, sorry, I was just getting my laundry. Hi, I'm Andrew Levitt, also known as Nina West, and I play Edna Turnblad, the national touring production of Hairspray. And we're coming to Salt Lake City, April 11th through the 16th. And you're watching The Broadway Show.
We're still feeling hot, hot, hot. The 1959 Hollywood classic, Some Like It Hot, continues to sizzle on Broadway this spring. Let's go ahead and send it out to Paul Wontorek.
Thanks, Tamsin. I'm heading to the Chelsea home of Scott Whitman to talk to him and his longtime songwriting partner, Mark Shaman, about their buzzy new Broadway hit, Some Like It Hot.
Some like it rough, some like it tame. Give me a mortal love the flame. Some like it hard and hot is what I got for you.
I always love a Broadway season with a new Shaman Whitman show. Although it's funny, I find you guys are so iconic. Actually, it's just Mark and Scott. Mark and Scott.
Oh, that's cute, yeah.
That's cool.
And it's every 7 years. It's like Locusts that we have a show to.
Some Like It Hot. I've heard of it. This is the big title. This is pretty iconic, Some Like It Hot.
It did become a double-edged sword because as much as it's such a beloved movie by certain generations, younger generations either don't really know it or took it only in a bad way about what it was representing. So that was our challenge with the show. The second we got hooked up with it was how to deal with putting it in terms that make sense for a modern audience.
Right, and the really big baggage was that there already was a musical of Sugar.
And it was a hit at the time.
Yeah, it was a hit at the time.
Yeah.
But that was a literal screen to stage, almost word for word.
But that is odd to do a new musical version of something that's already been
Yes.
The only thing I'm the Wild Party, the fact that there were two musicals in the same season.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't think anyone has thought of has there ever been a new musical, something that's already been musicalized.
You don't reference what they're doing, you just started taking the material and running in your own direction.
Well, that had to do with Matthew Lopez, and really, Matthew had said, well, what if Sugar is black, and what if we address some of the different issues that are, would make it Some Like It Hot for now. And so that became intriguing, especially the idea that Sugar would not be a Marilyn on stage, which is near to impossible to do. And it opened up a whole vein of music of, Ella Fitzgerald, Lena Horne, Billie Holiday, and that's something that really appealed to us to write to.
Like a train that's only passing through and leaves you lonely at the station.
And also because on Smash we had written, there was a Some Like It Hot musical in Smash.
It's crazy.
So,
that's a whole other element of this. So you did Smash, which was all about Marilyn,
right,
and about a Marilyn musical. So you were already deeply immersed in Marilyn, and then you created a Some Like It Hot musical without Marilyn.
Yeah, it's also meta. It's so.
I know. When you say it that way, it is bizarre.
It's practically a hall of mirrors.
Well, it really gives you a lot to chew on. It's so interesting what you said. Like just hearing one thing, what if Sugar was black, suddenly opens up
then
your
there was
mind
a reason
so many...
to do it. Because even in the Billy Wilder, in the published script of the movie, it says the end, and then it says the world isn't ready for what happens next. So it was an interesting way to think about doing it now, is that they are ready actually, because some of the politics of the sexual politics of the movie are really far advanced underneath the the men in dress jokes and all of that.
I feel like some people talk about the original film as something regressive about queer politics, and other people say it's actually very bold.
For me, what we've done with the character of Daphne is all there in the movie, but we just go further with it. Daphne is really enjoying being a woman. And Daphne gets proposed to by a man and completely accepts and is giddy about it. Now, of course, in the movie, it's played for laughs, but he never says, well, I can't marry a man because, it's there. So we just let it blossom into what it might have been, or even what Billy Wilder might have done.
So ladies, Hades is the spot to be where angels sure are not. Some like it hot, and hot is what I got for you. Some like it hard, and hard is what I got for you. Oh my God, I'm too old.
Thanks for sticking around. I'm Tamsin Fidel. The Olivier Award-winning Life of Pi is about to set sail on Broadway. It's the quest for survival based on the best-selling novel. Before officially opening on Broadway, though, we got to know the stars.
Very rarely does an actor like me get a part like this, you know. I mean, I don't know what Pi could be compared to, but the emotional roller coaster is just like you go from like survival to appreciation of religion to, you know, just like battling the inner demons and demons in front of you and the demons of nature. It's just yeah. I mean, as soon as I got the audition, I was like, I want this part.
I really like staging difficult and impossible things. So the idea of trying to put a young person at sea with a tiger in the middle of an ocean on a lifeboat with a zebra and a hyena and an orangutan, and how on earth you do that on stage, I thought either this is going to be the most either complete disaster or the most extraordinary thing you've ever seen.
I think people will be surprised by how well oiled the great machine that is Life of Pi runs, from the many different aspects of the technical side of things to the practical side of things, to the human flesh and blood on stage side of things. Everything gels well together.
I think people will be surprised at how quickly they immerse themselves into the story and believe that the animals are real.
It's quite extraordinary to be in sync with 3 other players, but they're not and so it's not even like being in sync with 3 dancers, because then you can see they're individual, right? But this is 3 people. It's like music. If Richard Parker was like a piece of music, they're just creating the music so that and I'm responding to the music almost. It's extraordinary.
Each night on Broadway is a special one, but check this out. Each year, the Broadway League presents Kids Night on Broadway. It's an annual event where kids under 18 can attend participating shows for free when they come with a full-paying adult.
Tonight is a very special night. Tonight is the 25th anniversary of Kids Night on Broadway, where over 180,000 kids have seen Broadway shows since 1996 for free. And I'm very honored to be a part of this 25th anniversary. Well, I'm very excited to perform for the other kids in the audience because hopefully I get to inspire them, and that I can let them know that even at 10 you can be on Broadway, and no matter what your age is, you can do anything as long as you put your mind and heart to it.
The goal of the nationwide program is to introduce a new generation to the magic of theater.
This is my first time seeing Broadway.
Just being able to expose my kids to cultural experiences, you know, things that are just really once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, and being able to see arts, you know, come to life. It's really just a really fun night.
I'm so excited to see Hamilton. I'm excited for Kids Night on Broadway.
Theater in general is just super magical, and you know, everyone should get the chance to see that because it can bring you to a whole new world.
It's so exciting that the kids feel really good because kids their age could actually do amazing things.
Each show celebrates the night in its own unique way, offering sing-alongs, craft stations, even a drum circle if you're at the Lion King.
Happy Kids Night on Broadway!
I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York.
It's the greatest city in the world, and we heart NYC. New York City just unveiled a new version of the most famous logo on the planet. It's part of a citywide effort to inspire optimism and civic action as the city continues to bounce back from the pandemic. The updated logo isn't meant to replace the iconic original, but We Heart NYC will be featured in an 8-week ad campaign across the city. That's all for now. I'll see you next time. I'm Tamsin Fidel, and this is The Broadway Show.